Hello, can you hear me? Good morning.
Good morning, please. Good morning, everybody. You're welcome to this online workshop. Firstly, I will appreciate if everybody can register their presence online by sending a text message either by WhatsApp or direct message to the number that invited you for this workshop. So please send a text message via WhatsApp or online to the number that sent you the link for this workshop, indicating that you're already online so they can register your presence, please. Let's do that in 1 minute as our time clicks. Let's do that in 1 minute. Please send a text message registering your presence to the number that was used to invite you. Please do that now. Do that now. If you are done with that, you can just give me a thumb up so that we can get to understand that we're on the same page. Thank you, Hugo. Thank you. So that we can get to understand we're on the same page. I guess everybody had a lovely night, and I hope we're all coping with lockdown from our various destinations, wherever you're connecting from, all over the world. It's a terrifying period all around the world, but practically, if we're positive, the time of crisis like this brings about new opportunities. And that's exactly what we'll be talking about today. So very quickly, it's 8:59 a.m. from my time here, 8:59 a.m. from my time here in Lagos, Nigeria. And I welcome you all to this online workshop. If you could hear me, please. If you could hear me, please give me a thumb up. Let me be sure you can all hear me. All right, I welcome everybody to this online workshop. And you have been invited to this workshop. Sorry for that break in transmission. You understand network problem here in Nigeria. So you're connecting to the online workshop of CFLEAD, Center for Leadership, Entrepreneurship and Development Initiative. I am also aware that some of us are invited by Empire Nigeria. Empire Nigeria is an offshoot of the Leadership Center. So Empire Nigeria and Center for Leadership are sister organizations that do the same thing. So this workshop basically is for us to be able to assess ourselves online, taking advantage of the opportunity we have to connect online, even though we cannot see physically. And the whole essence of this workshop is to abreast you with information about our organization, what we do, and to see if you are open up for new opportunities that can make you be part of our organization. Now, why do we need more people in our organization? We need more people because our organization falls in line with the essential services demand of this present moment and time. Of course, you agree with me that people who are needed for essential services in this age and time are people that provide telecommunication services, food and nutritional services, pharmaceutical services, and medical services. So we fall in line to be part of the essential services because we provide nutritional and food services. We live in a world where everybody wants to be healthy and everybody needs to be healthy. Akiwale Ogunshaki says she can't hear me or he can't hear me. Please, if you invited Akiwale Ogunshaki, please connect with him to be able to connect with his system audio that will enable him to be able to hear me. So what am I saying in essence is that because of this demand of the time, the organization deemed it fit to have an increased capacity, that is more people at hand to be able to work with. And how do you work with us in our organization? It's the privilege, it's so clear that you can work from anywhere you are. You can work from home, you can work from your internet, you can work from your mobile phone. All that is important is you're able to communicate with the organization clients, and you're able to communicate with fellow partners. So this is going to run concurrently like an interview session. And when an interview is being talked about, a lot of people used to have misconception about it. And the first thing that crosses some people's mind is, I need to be given a job for me to be interviewed. The word interview is a very complex word that had to do with extraction of basic facts and information. You know, if for instance, somebody falls sick and they rush the person to the hospital, and the doctor needs to extract some facts and begins to ask questions like, how are you? How are you doing? What did you eat? How are you feeling? What is the doctor trying to do? The doctor is trying to extract information. That is an interview. You know, if anything happens and you go out now, wherever you are, and police accost you, and they're asking you questions like, where are you going? What do you want to go and do? What are they trying to do? They are extracting information from you. That is also an interview. So literally, an interview is not necessarily supposed to be for job placement, because here in our organization, we work in partnership. So you're coming to our organization to work with us in partnership. 21st century is no longer about employing. 21st century is about empowerment. So our organization gives you the opportunity to get empowered, where you have the privilege to work with us from wherever you are. You'll be able to work depending on your time. You'll be able to state your time. You'll be able to state where you wish to work from, and you'll be able to state how you want to work. So it's a very open opportunity for everybody, and that is where I'm going to start from. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen so that everybody could be part of whatever I'm sharing. And if you need to write a lot of things down, please endeavor to do so. And if in the course of the workshop, any question crosses your mind, please note them down. You could see everybody's mood. The reason why everybody's mood is because we need to preserve the serenity of this workshop. Little background noise from wherever we are will affect everybody online. And that's why after the workshop, you have the privilege to ask all your questions, because you'll be made to communicate with one of the representatives of the organization, which is going to be a telephone conversation, and that will be able to guide you through. Are you with me now? Somebody said, please, I'm on with Dynamic Associate Solution. You are welcome, Akande Oluwaseun, no problem. Dynamic Associate Solution is one of the offshoots of the organization. So you're also welcome. You're also welcome. So back to going to the business of the day. An interview is a standard tool of selection, which is defined as a formal meeting arranged between two parties, the interviewers and the interviewee. Based on convenience of the interviewer and the interviewee, an interview can be organized in various ways. So some of the ways an interview can be organized is through telephone or telecommunication screening, video conferencing, one-on-one, group interview. So today we are combining video conferencing and group interview together. All right, as we proceed, in this kind of workshop, a lot of things are to be assessed. Do you have these qualities that can make you work effectively with us? And number one quality we're looking out for as an organization is your leadership quality. Are you a leader? Have you led people before? Do you have flair for working with people? Are you passionate about people? That's what leadership is all about. Are you ready to take roles and responsibilities? And are you happy to take responsibility in the front line? That is exactly what leadership is all about. Another thing we are looking for is your initiativeness. How well can you think? How well can you reason? Your assertiveness is also important, because we want to ascertain you're an adult and you're matured enough to take decisions. Some people are overgrown baby. What do I mean? They take decision today, and after taking decision, they go back to their mommy and they say, Mommy, what do you think about the decision I've made? We don't need people who are adult baby. Business world is not for immature hands. The business world is for matured hands. You can be 40 years old and you might not be matured to handle the world of business. And you can be 18 years old and you can be matured based on life experience. So you have to be assertive. You have to be able to stand by what you believe in. Another thing we're looking out for is oral communication skills. Oral communication skills. Great leaders are those who can communicate their life visions in such a way that other people can see and they can run with them. Jesus Christ was a typical example. He said, in my Father's house, there are many mansions there. If it were not so, I would not have told you. He told us this 2,000 years ago. And from generation to generation, it keeps passing on. And all of us believe so, not because anybody had died and gone to heaven and come back. But Jesus Christ sowed the vision of tomorrow in such a way that everybody could see it. So great leaders all around the world are great communicators. Martin Luther King said, I had a dream. That is a vision, selling for his people. So you must have a very good communication skills. Another thing is excitement, which is also known as enthusiasm. How excited are you as an individual? Even in the face of crisis, in the face of adversity, in the perilous time, are you still excited about the future? Let me tell you the truth. This period is not totally a negative period because millionaires are coming out in this period. Let me give you an instance. The founder of Zoom application, which we are using presently, has founded Zoom before COVID-19. But people were not using Zoom because we still had opportunity for one-on-one communication. But the moment one-on-one communication was disrupted by COVID-19, what happens? Everybody embraced what he has created. And Zoom became one of the topmost applications that people use all around the world today. Will you be glad if I tell you today that the founder of Zoom application has just been listed by Forbes magazine as one of the billionaires of recent time? So what does it mean? It means this is not a totally bad time. This is a time pregnant with economic potentials if only you could see and discern the opportunities that lies ahead. So we need excited people, not people that celebrate problems, but people that celebrate solutions, people that celebrate opportunities, people that can see through, people that are open-minded. Another thing we need is self-confidence. You have to believe in yourself, you have to believe in God, and you have to believe in the system you're coming to work with. Somebody said it's a waste of time if you go to prayer mountain to pray and you never believe God can answer your prayer. So you have to confidently believe no matter what the situation gives, you can succeed through it. And another thing is you have to be strategic, which is tactfulness. War is not won by the amount of weapons you carry. War is won by the strategies you bring to fight it. And shall I tell you today, Robert Kiyosaki said the world of business is like war front. So please, guys, you're coming to this organization to be part of the world of business. And we need to understand that strategy is required to make things work in this organization. Please, if you have any of these qualities and you could still develop the ones you don't have, then the sky is your beginning as you come in to work with us in the organization. All you just need to do is to be open-minded to see into the future and what the future has to offer. So go into the workshop of today proper. I'll start by telling you my story. This is my picture. My name is Dele Akisulola. I joined this organization 8 years ago. So it means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've spent 8 good years in this career path. 8 good years. So it means for me to have spent 8 years in this organization, whatever I'm telling you today, I know what I'm saying. It's not something I cram. It's something I understand better, and that is why I'm talking about it. Now, before I joined this organization, I used to be a graduate like everybody. I had my first degree 2007. I had my master's 2011. I'm saying this for you to understand that wherever you are now, I used to be there. I went to school like you did, and I also looked for a job. My first paying job was with Gino Tomato, where I was offered 29,000 naira as a quality control personnel as a fresh graduate. 29,000, what can you do for me? And a couple of months later, after I finished my master's program, I got a better offer with Scout Foods, where I was offered 45,000 naira. Is that not better? It seems better, right? I'm saying this for you to understand that if job is what you are looking for, I've also looked for job. As at the time I got the offer of 45,000 naira, I was already married. The question is, if you happen to be a lady here, put yourself in the shoe of my wife. Imagine a man gets married to you and he's earning 45,000 naira. And as a young woman, you want to look good, you want to do Brazilian hair, human hair, Bosnia coils, Alicia Keys, Victoria Beckham. You know, look at beautiful looks and hairdos you want to make. Please, with 45,000 naira, how do we achieve this? I've always had beautiful dreams of being a great husband. I've always had beautiful dreams of being a good father. Please, with 45,000 naira, how do I achieve my dreams? And that's why, as at that junction, I didn't need anybody to tell me I had a problem. It was evidently clear that my certificate has created a problem for me. And that problem was a problem of uncertainty. Now I need to find my bearing out of life. Then I kept searching until I found this organization. And eventually when I found this organization, I discovered that it was a different side of the coin. Remember, a coin will always have two sides. What you know, which is job seeking, is just one side. A lot of people are making money in the world today and they are building career without being on a job. And that is exactly what we are here to offer you. Now, eventually I got started with the organization and they made me understand what they need from me is my potentials and not my credentials. One word was used for me that day, and that word was, if they take away my certificate from me, what else can I offer? And ever since that time, I began to look inward and I found myself in the organization. I began to put in my potentials and not my credentials. And today, here I am, 8 years after. 8 years after in this organization today, I can boldly stand up and tell you that I'm better than my mates, most of them out there. I've not seen any of my mates out there who can simply tell me that 8 years on a job, they earn close to what I earn in this organization. And I've not seen any of my mates anywhere who can tell me they live life like I live life today. Courtesy of this organization, I've been to the 4 corners of the world. The picture I'm showing you here was a picture I snapped when we went for a conference in South Africa. This is Birchwood Hotel and OR Tambo Conference Center in South Africa. Courtesy of this organization today, I've been around the world. I've toured the world. We'll still talk about it later. So I'm saying this for you to understand that I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying, and the same thing I know is what we are bringing to you in this organization. So you have to be open-minded to be able to see through. Now, to start with, I would like to show you this. For some of us, you must have seen something that looked like this before. It looks like a cross, but it's not a cross. It is called cash flow quadrants. Let me explain it further here. This cash flow quadrant depicts 4 different categories of people all around the world. And guys, let me tell you the truth, irrespective of where you fall or which part of the world you're calling from, in as much you've been making money into your pockets, I tell you the truth today that you are one of these 4 categories of people. Now, let me analyze it and tell you where you've been all the while. Have you been an employee to any organization before? Have you been on a job before now? You are just like this man who is on suit here, who is on a suspender and the tie is flying. So this is exactly the life of an employee. Now, who is an employee? An employee is somebody who has a job. He was given a job. And an employee works for an active income. What does an active income mean? An active income is something you are sure of, that comes into this month, comes in next month, and comes in month after. An active income is synonymous to what people call ogata, Owalaruape. Many people want to be an employee because they want the stability of an income. But you know, one funny thing is that thing you call stable, at the long run becomes unstable. Let me explain it quickly. An active income is designed to devalue. What do I mean? The economy is presently on recession, if you care to understand. Oil price has fallen below degrading. It is evidently clear that after COVID-19, most nations around the world who are dependent on oil, like Nigeria, are going to go massively into crazy recession. Guys, how are you going to cope thereafter? Now imagine if all you depend on is a salary. Now, what is a salary? Salary is something given to you to forget your dreams. Now you forget your dreams and you keep working based on the dreams of the organization. And this salary, imagine if you were employed on a job 6 years ago when Goodluck Jonathan was the president of Nigeria. If you could remember clearly that time, the exchange rate of $1 to a naira was 160 naira. But now the time of Baba Buhari, exchange rate now, the last time I checked, that was yesterday, was about 400 naira. So imagine if you were paid 70,000 naira that time. 70,000 naira 6 years ago and 70,000 naira now. Which one has more value? So it means 6 years ago is more valuable in the global trend than 6 years after. So what has happened to that income? It looks as if you are earning it, but it is devalued. Not just that, as an employee, you were recruited at your prime, when you were young and energetic and you have so much vigors, so much strength, so much things you can do. And you keep working for the organization is like a spiral wheel that keeps progressing. While you're working for the organization, you almost remain in one static position. Because after 2, 3, 4, 5 years of your life, you discover there's really no movement. And it gets to a point you get tired and you decide you don't want to work again. But they have a way of motivating you. That is similar to the picture of this man on a faded suit. You could see he's bent and tired. He's back in the organization. He doesn't want to work again. But there's something at his back they used to whine him and motivate him. That is called a whiner. If you want to understand this very well, please cast your mind back to toys of children. There are some toys like motor car that children used to have. And what do you do to that toy? They used to whine it because it doesn't run on fuel. When you whine it, it gives it energy. And it gives kinetic energy. What happens? It moves. By the moment the energy slows down, it needs to be whined again. How do they whine you as an employee? When you are tired, they offer you an increased pay. And they'll tell you your salary will increase from 70,000 to 100,000. As a result of this, you get more motivated and you want to fire on. After 3 years again, you are tired again. They give you another motivation and they change your status from supervisor to manager. You get motivated again and you keep firing on. But guys, one thing that is sure is after several years, you will discover that it is nothing but a waste of time. If you want to agree with what I'm saying, please take a clue from our parents who had worked before. Several years on jobs, uncles, aunties, and hear their lamentation. If you love their life, then continue with them. But if you don't love their achievement, if you don't love their life, if you know that you can be better, then you should dare to do something different. So in the recess, an employee is subjected to 3 basic hours. And what are the 3 hours? An employee is liable to either resign, be retrenched, or retire. You can't be an employee and you escape any of these 3, all of these 3. If you escape being retrenched, you cannot escape resignation. If you escape resignation, you can't escape retirement. So the bottom line is one day you will leave the company. That's the bottom line. So when you leave the company, what do you do thereafter? Now, most people understand this. They understand that being an employee just makes them work hard with no security and no time for themselves. So as a result of this, most people decide to become a self-employed. Now, as a self-employed, what makes the difference? The difference is you are not given the job and now you own the job. And for you to own the job, you must have sacrificed so much. There's something called ownership. Ownership. For you to own something, a lot of sacrifice has been put into that thing. Sacrifices in terms of money, sacrifices in terms of time. In fact, let me even tell you the truth. What makes you own a thing is purchasing it. So most of the time, a self-employed person purchases the enterprise. And that is why most people go and borrow back loan to be able to put in money into that enterprise. They own the job, but yet the job uses them because they work around the clock, they are on large debts, they have insufficient funds. And one crazy thing is that the smartest person in their team, so they're always frustrated. And you know, it's crazy here Because at the long run, they are stressed out. 95% of people are on this side of the quadrant, and they struggle to share 5% wealth. They struggle to share 5% wealth. Now let's go to the other side of the divide, which is the right side, as you can see. There's a man here on a blue safari. He's carrying a briefcase loaded with money. His mouth is long, he's not even looking handsome. In the world of business, how you look doesn't matter. What is important in the world of business is what you have to offer. This man is showing a lot of things and is trashing almost immediately. But one thing that makes the difference here is that this man does not just own a job, he owns a system. Ownership. Now, what is a system? A system is like a motherboard that allows the component parts of a system to function. If you have a television in your house, the most important component in that television is the motherboard. Why? Because every other component in that television is connected to the motherboard. If the capacitor is faulty, you can change it. But if the motherboard is faulty, it's like you are changing the whole television. What does it mean? It means that motherboard that allows every other component to function is the system. Let me explain it in a clear time for you to understand. Fola Adeola, the proud owner of GT Bank, was an OND holder according to his story. He didn't serve, he didn't go to university. He was an OND holder, but he went for ICANN and he got chartered. And a couple of friends, they created a system called GT Bank. Today, GT Bank has a lot of customers and GT Bank has a lot of staffs. Most of the staffs working in GT Bank are graduates. They have higher certificate than Fola Adeola. But the simple truth is Fola Adeola owns the system. And that's why Fola Adeola is richer. So one thing about people who are business owners is they don't just own it. They don't own it as a job. It is not a component, it's a system that comprises the ability to make other people work with that same system. And that's exactly what this organization is offering you today. A system that you can work with that will allow you to accommodate other people to also work with you. Now, without running into large debts, without borrowing bank loan, without going for a susu, you can get started and own a system if you have the will and the understanding on how to drive it. And that's why somebody said ideas rule the world. But for ideas to come, sometimes somebody will have to borrow you brain and borrow your idea. Because the simple truth about life is what you know, what you don't know, you don't know. So one thing about these people is they build a passive income. So what is a passive income? A passive income is an income that grows with your age. As you grow older, your income grows with you. That is a passive income. How does it happen? When you own a system, and take, for instance, 2 people work with you on your system, with yourself making 3. It means your income is directly proportional to the number of people working on that system. Now, if you grow a system and the number of people working with you on that system increases to about 10, it means your income grows in the projection of the number of workforce. If you also own a system and the number of people working with you increases to 100, so also your income increases. And that is one thing about a system. So this eventually allows business owners to have easy work at the long run. They work hard for a few years of their life, and as they tend to have more capacity working with them, their work becomes easier. Then they tend to gain stability, they have spare time. And when they make so much money building a system, they bring the money down to become an investor. At this junction, they send money on errands. Money equals to more money. They have no debts. They have plenty of money. And one crazy part of this is 5% of people in the population falls here, and they share abundance of 95% wealth. If you want to understand what I just explained, COVID-19 has 2 ashiri of everybody. Please understand my grammar just now. I just use a grammar now. COVID-19 has opened the nyash of everybody. COVID-19 has opened to the ashiri of everybody. Last month when COVID-19 sprang up in Nigeria, some set of people came together and they said, let us support the government. And they began to donate money. Who were they? Business owners and investors. Dangote, 1 billion. Elumelu, billion. Otedola, billion. Alakija, billion. You understand how the billions were rolling? But please, how many employees or self-employed donated? Rather than donating, employees and self-employed are all on social media, shouting, fighting, angry that government should start sharing money. So the question is, which kind of side of the divide do you want to fall into? Do you want to fall into the divide that makes things happen with abundance, or the divide that is waiting on government to start sharing? For how long will you continue to depend on government? So in the real sense, people on the right side of the quadrant who are business owners, they have what we call financial freedom. And that is one thing we should use our youthful age to look for. Guys, maybe you don't understand. Let me explain it further. Why do you even look for a job? Let's analyze it. We look for a job most of the time because we have money problem. Now, do you ever think that in your lifetime, money problem will ever stop? No, it will keep increasing. Let me analyze something for you. Let's assume you have a money problem of 50,000 and you go ahead to get a job of 70,000. You agree with me that that problem is solved, right? But what happens when your money problem increases to 100,000? At that junction, you begin to look for a job of 150,000. That problem is also solved, right? So when your problem now increases to 200,000, you begin to look for a job of 300,000. Good for you. At that junction, you will have acquired certificate, Abi. That is what the word preaches. You know, get more certification and look for a better job. Okay, what happens when your problem rises to 500,000? Okay, you begin to look for a job of 700,000. Okay, that's good. So what now happens when you now have a problem of 1 million? Or do you think you will never need 1 million? Guys, the earlier you begin to think of tomorrow, the better. The earlier you begin to think of tomorrow, the better. And the only thing that can save that tomorrow is when you understand a word called leverage. 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 An employee owns a job, but he has no leverage. He trades his time for money. That is one thing about an employee. If you go to the developed world, at the US, they get paid per hour. And that's why you see an employee always want to work more hours. Even when they work the normal hours, they want to work overtime. Because they assume that the more hours they work, the more money they make. But it will only kill you in no time. Because you begin to look older than your age. You begin to stress out. A self-employed person does not also have leverage because they still trade their time for money. Most self-employed people you know, if not for COVID-19, 6 a.m. they have opened their shop. 10 p.m. they have not closed. They will eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner in that shop because they don't have leverage. Another thing about business owner is that business owner has leverage. Now, what is the leverage of a business owner? They work with people. Guys, can you see? The more people they work with, the more money they make. The more people they work with, the more money they make. And an investor has leverage because he trades money for more money. So the question now is, what is leverage? Leverage is a support structure. It's a support system that allows you to work with more people. I've said it earlier, I've analyzed it already. If an average human being resumes 8 a.m. and closes 4 p.m., it means an average human being has 8 hours to work per day. Guys, it means as you have 8 hours to work per day. Anything beyond 8 hours is overtime. And the simple truth is every overtime will tell on you. So the question is, how can you get more result of more hours? If when you have just 8 hours per day. I can remember when I was much younger and I was in school, sometimes because of load of assignments and works to do, you know, sometimes I used to gist with my mates those days that I wish God can increase our number of hours from 24 hours to 32 hours. You know, and I kept wishing this until one day a friend of mine told me, I said, Dele, don't you know that if God increases the number of hours we spend, it means our days on earth will reduce. So that means if God increase your number of hours, you will soon die. That was when the understanding came that you can't pray for an increase in hours, but you can increase your hours. Now, guys, let me explain it. Let's assume you have a system where 10 people work with you, or they work for you, and everybody contributes 8 hours per day to work. So imagine this system practically. 8 hours per day from each person multiplied by 10 people who are working with you. Then you have an average of 80 hours. 80 hours. Please, on your own, can you work for 80 hours in a day? No, of course you can't. But you can get the result of 80 hours by working with 10 people contributing 8 hours. That is leverage. It means at that junction, that system allows you to leverage on the time of other people. It is called other people's time. And that is one thing that makes the difference between the rich and the poor. The poor works alone, but the rich works with other people. So if I just calculated 10 people working with you, giving you 80 hours, what do you think about Dangote, who has over 100,000 people working for him? So it means on a daily basis, Dangote harnesses the time of over 800,000 hours. So tell me the reason why Dangote will not go richer. So guys, please, things begin to change when you begin to understand the concept that makes the rich rich. And that concept is a team of people, a network of people, a growing team of people. Business owners build teams to work with, while employee and self-employed people work all alone. Now, is it even biblical? Is it even spiritual to work with people? Yes. At this junction, I will go into the Bible. Apologies to those who are Muslims. I'm not trying to convert you here or be religiously biased. But I just want us to learn a lesson from a part of the Bible. The book of Ecclesiastes says when two people work together, two people working together, they get a good reward for their labor. But woe unto him that standeth alone, because if he falls, there will be no other person to pull him up. Guys, let's analyze it. Two people working together. If you go back to your elementary business studies, GSS1, two people working together is what? Is partnership. Two people working together is what? Partnership. And woe unto him that standeth alone. What is another translation for woe? Curse, shame, reproach. And if you look at the quadrant I showed you earlier, who are those working alone? The employees and the self-employed. So it means biblically, even the Bible did not advise that you work alone. That's why for Liverpool fans, they will say never walk alone. Guys, there is no dignity in working alone. But there's so much dignity in working with people. So how can you use leverage to not build a residual income? When you have chosen to work with people, or why do you even need to build leverage? Let me go there. You need to build leverage because the statistics out there is scary. CNN is saying it, Channels Television is saying it, news media is saying it worldwide, that because of COVID-19 all around the world, a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. Imagine this number, 47 million jobs will be lost in the next 1 quarter. This is crazy. Guys, are you sure of your job? If tomorrow you get a text message from your company that your service is no longer needed, please, what do you do? And that is why you need to build leverage. Another reason why you need to build leverage is because small businesses are closing up. 3% of restaurants are permanently closed, while 70% have already laid off their workforce. Guys, there's nothing we can do about this. There's nothing we can do. And that's why the only thing you can do is to save your own time, to save your own future, to make do of the available opportunities that lies ahead of you. Now, how can you use leverage to build a residual income for yourself? You can do that when you build a team of people and the system allows them to all have a quality product or service that is essential that they offer people, which people continue to purchase day in, day out, month in, month out, year in, year out. Everybody will agree with me, if you are a very matured person in business, you will agree with me that a legitimate business must be a business that has a product and a service to render. And that is where we fall in our organization. That is where we fall in. We have nutritional programs and services to render to people. We have nutritional and health awareness programs to render to people. And that is exactly why we need brand ambassadors, brand promoters, brand representatives, people who will represent the organization in meeting up with teaming clients out there who are in high demand of our services. And that is exactly where you all come in. Another thing is, it must be a proven business model that enables you to grow and leverage by working with other people who joins you. It must also give you added payments if more people work with you as business partners and not as employees. And that is exactly where our organization stands. Another thing is, it should also give you more payments as you begin to make positive impact in the lives and well-being of customers and business partners. And most importantly, is it should be fun. It should be fun. Whatever you're going to do to create leverage must be fun. And that is one thing about our organization. We are workaholics. We work hard, but we work hard with fun. It must be something you enjoy, not as a job. It must not stress you out. It must not be something you want to do and you have to ask yourself again, oh my God, it's Monday morning again. And when it is Friday, you are saying, thank God it's Friday, because the job is tiring you out. No. An entrepreneur is somebody who works any time in the week, Mondays to Sunday. You know, somebody said a job will allow you to work 9 to 5. But an entrepreneur will work 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. So look at the trend. An employee works 9 to 5. An entrepreneur works 5 to 9. So how can you work 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. without getting tired? You can only do this if you love what you do. If you love what you do. So it has to be fun. And it must be something that gives you a career path. What is a career path? Something that allows you to grow over time. Guys, I told you, I've been in this organization for 8 years. And of course, you agree with me that who I am today is not the same person I used to be 8 years ago. Pastor Femi Emmanuel said, where there is no hierarchy, there will be anarchy. What does it mean? It means one of the things that make it fun here is because I didn't stand the same way I was 8 years ago. 8 years after, I've been able to grow through the career path. And that is exactly what is going to happen to you. And it has to be something you do with passion. Somebody define passion as something you do, and you will love to continue to do even if you are not paid to do it. Now tell me, guys, what is that thing you think you will love to do and you will continue to do if you are not paid to do it? As humans, shall I tell you the answer? The answer is talking. Talking. Whether you are paid or you are not paid, you can't stop talking. If you know you can stop talking, let me know. So in the real sense, as an average woman, we are created to be passionate about talking. Now, what do you now need to do? Convert this passion to money. And that's exactly what this organization is offering you. Convert your passion of communication to money. That's why I said it earlier that in this organization, we're looking out for people who have good communication skills. Because you'll be offering what you have to people out there. And another crazy important thing is, you are only going to be able to do this. How do you ensure that when you talk to make sense? Some people talk and they talk nonsense. Some people can gossip from today to tomorrow. Some people can backbite from today to tomorrow. But here I am today, I'm talking to you, and you are paying time to listen to me. If I'm not really making sense, you will have logged out. So how do you become somebody that talks and people will listen to? That is where trainings and development comes in. You're going to be trained and be developed to be able to know what to say and say the right thing at the right time. That is where training comes in. And I leave you with this. As you train yourself to become a better person, your focus, remember, should be on how you will impact more people. More clients out there, more business partners to work with. And that's why Robert Kiyosaki said, change your focus from making money to serving more people. And serving more people will make the money come in. I'll take it again. Change your focus from making money to serving more people. And serving more people will make the money come in. At this junction, I think it is now time to be able to talk to us about what exactly will you be coming in to do in the organization. All I've just tried to do is to prepare our mind to understand where we fall in the organization and why we do what we do. So in coming in to work with us in the organization, I will be introducing this young lady. She's a great leader in the organization, a young lady doing well for herself. She's also a graduate. She's going to share her story. But please, while she's talking, you need to give her time to flow because she's a very soft-spoken person. You could see me, I'm talking at the top of my voice. But she takes it one after the other. Her name is Chidubem Faustina. And she will be telling you her story, and she'll be also going into the job description in the organization. What do you do? How do you make money in the organization? How do you build through? What are the career paths? And at the long run, she will be making you understand the things you need to do to eventually be part of the organization once you are open-minded to embrace the new change that the organization is trying to offer. And that's why at this junction, you will permit me to call her upstage as she joins us to talk with us. Ms. Chidubem, are you there, please? Ms. Chidubem, are you there? I would love to know if you are there, and that's why if you are there, please communicate with me as quick as possible. This is a young lady. She will be communicating with us all the way from Benin City. She will be communicating with us all the way from Benin City. All thanks to Zoom application. I'm in Lagos, but she's joining us all the way from Benin. All the way from Benin. So she's online. I'm connecting her now. All right. Thank you very much, Miss. Are you there now?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
All right, thank you very much. You have the floor.
Okay. Hello, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
My name is... Okay, I believe everybody can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Faustina, and I'm going to be the person to round up this, to talk about the job description of the organization. How can you fit into our workforce? And I really want to use this opportunity to thank my mentor and my leader for giving me this great opportunity to be part of this and to talk about it, because it's really a great honor to me. Thank you very much, and God bless you, sir. And I went to school just like every other person. I didn't just fall from the heaven. I went to school just like you went to school. And you know what our societal advice is? That we all should go to school, study very hard, come out with a wonderful grade, and you will get a wonderful job. So I went to school. I went to Nnamdi Azikiwe University Awka, and I studied educational management and policy. Upon graduation, I was unable to go for my service immediately because of our faculty issue with accreditation. So my service was delayed. After my service, I went to service 2017. I served in Ondo State. I had to go down to Lagos after service 2018 to go and look for a greener pasture. Why am I saying this? We all have that particular notion. Education is not the problem, but those that are educated, I believe, are the problem. Education is not the problem, but those that are educated are the problem we have. Because why? The programming we get from school is that we all should go to school. And when you are out from school, what do you do after then? You start looking for one thing or the other. Start looking for somebody to work for. So I was equally in that shoe, looking for somebody to work for. But unfortunately, I was unable to get anybody to work for. And I really bless God for that. Because if I had had that opportunity to work for somebody, I wonder how frustrating my life would have been till now. And I really thank God for giving me this great opportunity to be part of this organization. And it has been wow, it has been wonderful. And whenever I look back, I bless God that I never missed it. So what am I trying to say? Talking about how we operate in the organization. You coming into the organization, you are coming in as a partner into the organization. And when you are talking about partnership, what is partnership? I believe most of us, this is not the first time we are hearing about partnership. This is not the first time, but we have not really implemented it. We have not partaked in it. We have heard of it. We know that it's the coming together of two or more people to achieve a particular goal. Because I will tell you, the common problem we have in this world, be it here in Nigeria or outside the country, is poverty. That's the common problem we have. And for us to conquer poverty, just like my mentor said, you can never stand alone and conquer poverty. It is not done. Sorry for those that are not Christian. Even Jesus Christ himself is a businessman. Jesus Christ himself. Because when he came into this world, he did not do the missionary journey himself. He didn't carry the vision of what he had with him, only by him. He didn't carry out that mission all by himself. He only looked for what? He looked for disciples. And from the disciples, we get to the apostles. And from the apostles, that is the religion or the salvation we are enjoying today. It's still spreading. And it will continue to spread. So that is partnership for you. You come together to achieve a particular goal. And in this organization, we come together to fight poverty in this organization. To fight poverty, that's the common problem of man in the world of today. If you go out there, you find out that a lot of people are living below the poverty line. I'm not going into my own background because it is never palatable. It is never palatable in any way. But just for you to understand, analysts had it that 80% of the people that are living now are living below poverty line. You know where you are coming from. I know where I'm coming from. I don't know where you yourself are coming from. And you don't know where I'm coming from. But the truth is this, one thing has brought us together, and that is what? We're trying to fight poverty. And somebody says something, that poverty is an inherited evil pattern, which transfers from one generation to another generation to another generation, until somebody wakes up one day and say, no, I have to break this curse. What have you been doing? Someone equally said that insanity is for you today is the same thing, and you are expecting a different result. It is not done that way. If you are looking at it that, oh, my parents have lost it in one way, because the truth is this, if poverty is an inherited evil pattern that people can inherit, you can equally look at your family right now and tell yourself the truth. What kind of life are you living in your family? Did my parents lost it in any way? What have they done that made them to be where we are as of now? And what thing can I do differently to alleviate this poverty from our family? That is why you need to partner. And that is partnership for you. Coming together of different people from different environment, different race, not minding, oh, these are my people, these are not my people. But you have a common goal, which is what? To fight poverty. And that is why we are here this morning. And for you to be part in this organization, as a partner, you earn what is called income. You earn what is called income. That means if you're asking me, Faustina, do you mean that in this organization I'm going to be earning? The answer is yes. And somebody said, what is your own stream of income? That a man who has or is surviving from only one stream of income is someone you can call a poor person. Because the truth is this, when that stream of income cuts short, what becomes of that person? What will now become of the person? And that's the truth. If you are working on a job or you're a self-employed person, imagine one thing happens now, you lose your job. Or something happened, you now lose your business. What becomes of you? Because the truth is that is the only place you are surviving from. In this organization, we don't survive from only one stream of income. We have various streams of income. Various streams of income. But I'll be explaining the basic three. The basic three. And the first one is what we call corporate presentation. When you talk about corporate presentation, Center for Leadership, Entrepreneurship, and Development deals with information dissemination. Just like my mentor said earlier, we are equally part of the essential service provider recognized in this country and equally in the world at large. So corporate presentation comes when you go out to solve a particular problem. And when it comes to us, we go out and we solve a health-related issues. The truth is this, a lot of people have lost it when it comes to their health. A lot of people have lost it when it comes to their diet. A lot of people have lost it when it comes to their nutritional aspect of living. And that is where we come in. So people seek for our consultation on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. How can we continue to live healthy? Because the truth is this, if you are living healthy, then you can now have what is called productivity, adequate productivity in whatever you are doing. But if you are not living healthy, there is nothing like productivity. You cannot even be productive in any way. So corporate presentation is we going out there to organizations that have sought for our consultation to give them a piece of information that can heal them, that can take good care of them, that can help them to start living healthy and happier. And this particular corporate presentation, we don't go there and talk and everybody will laugh, clap for us. And that's the truth. Time have gone when you talk and then you talk and only what you get is an applause. No. Nowadays, you talk and you make money. I always tell people the difference between you that can talk and everybody will laugh and even pee on their body and AY is that he talks to make money. He talks to make money. He doesn't just talk. And the same thing is applicable in our organization. We don't just talk, we talk to make money. And when it comes to corporate presentation, tell me how much you are earning on a job after 30 good days. And I will ask somebody or call somebody or show you evidence of someone who have gone for corporate presentation and have made triple, quadruple of that amount of money within a space of 2 to 3 hours. I know a lot of people will just be like, wow, how much is that? Are you talking about 100,000? What you earn on a monthly basis is 100,000. I have people who have gone for corporate presentation. We have people who have gone for corporate presentation, 500,000, 800,000, 1 million naira. So how much is it that you are making on a job on a monthly basis? I will call somebody who has already made that amount of money, triple, quadruples of it. And that's how beautiful corporate presentation is. And as a new partner, as you are coming into the organization, this is where you start making bulk of your money. This is where you start making bulk of your money, because the truth is this, you can do corporate presentation anytime, any day. There is no limit to the amount of corporate presentation that you can do on a daily basis. There is no limit to that. And that is why it is wonderful. When I started with this organization, my first corporate presentation was done in a bank, GT Bank to be precise. And there in GT, I made over 80,000 naira. Over 80,000 naira, and the money was given to us cash. Me and with the person that is training me, God bless her. So over 80,000 naira was made out of that corporate presentation. And I'll always tell people, outside this organization, I have never seen 100,000 naira before. Outside this organization, I have never seen 100,000 naira before. The highest I've ever seen is 95,000 naira. And if I should shock you, the 95,000 naira is the combination of my school fees and my hostel fee. That is the highest money I have ever seen. But today I've gone for corporate presentation, not just for myself, but for the people that I'm training. And over 300,000 naira has been made for the people that I am training. I didn't say now is for me. So if I can talk about that for people that I'm training, what becomes of me? That's how wonderful and beautiful corporate presentation can be. And another way you can equally make money from the organization is from monthly bonus. What we call monthly bonus. Monthly bonuses come in the same way your salary comes in. It comes in at the end of the month. Because it's a cumulative of what you have done that month that will bring about your monthly bonus as of that month. And it is wow, it is wonderful. And I always tell people, I am just 25 years, but 25 years back, they don't forget. It is not all about the age, but the responsibility that you shoulders. That's what makes you a matured person. If what you are earning today is 100,000, me and you, we are not mates. And I am just a year and 6 months in the organization. Just a year and 6 months. If what you make on a monthly basis is 200,000 naira, we are not the same mates. We are not. There is a huge difference. And the difference is because I own a system. I own a system. And I have a system that is working for me. I have a system that is generating the money for me. What system do you have? If you don't have your own system, somebody says something that if you are not building your own system, someone else can hire you and pay you to build their own system for them. And the truth is this, if I can hire you, I can equally do what? Sack you. I can fire you at any time. And that's why a lot of people are complaining, oh, there is no job in this country, there is no this one, there is no the other one. When will you stop complaining? When will you stop complaining and start building? Because the truth is this, in the 21st century, this is the period we are created to create. We are not created to start looking for this particular period of 21st century. Why you are there is for you to create, not for you to look for. And people have misplaced priority. People have misplaced the aspect of them creating to looking for. And that's why they keep on roaming around the streets. Some people have graduated for over 10 years, 20 years, and they are still looking for something to do. Forget it. When it comes to education, I always tell people, no matter the level of education you have, it's just an emblem, but it's not auditioning you to what you are going to become in life. It's not showing that, yes, with your education, this is what you are going to become. You have to have a system. Just like my mentor said, when you are equally talking about a good partners or people that have established a good partnership business and have a good system that they are running with, someone like Elizade, or you talk about the late Awolowo's family and Coca-Cola. Elizade is partnering with Toyota, and that's why that man is making the difference in abnormal money, because that one you cannot call it a normal money. No, abnormal results come to people that are abnormal. Someone like Dangote, whose mission is to have what? To ensure that every household in Nigeria and beyond are using one of his products on a daily basis. Nigeria alone has over 200 billion population. But imagine if every one of us are making use of just 1% of Dangote's products on a daily basis, and what he's making out of it is just 1 naira. 1 naira times 200 million, that is 200 million naira. Just one on a daily basis, times a week, times a month, times a year. That is a system. So what kind of system do you have? What kind of system do you have? And if you don't have your own system, you can never stand on a fence. Some people will tell you, yes, I'm working for somebody and I equally have my own system. Excuse me. You cannot stand on a fence. You can't. It's either you have your own system or you're in another man's system. And that is it for monthly bonus. Very wow and wonderful. And it comes in when you start training the people that are in your what system. Another way you probably make money from the organization is from what is called incentive. Incentive is wow, it is wonderful. It is wow, it is wonderful. And incentive comes in different forms. We have the cash incentive and we probably have the travel incentive. When it comes to cash incentive, it comes in dollars. Cash incentive comes in dollars. And in this organization, we have collected 500 US dollars. We have people that have collected 1,000 US dollars, 2,000 and the likes. Wow and wonderful. This is not the organization where we pray that, oh, that dollar should come down. No, we always pray that dollar should continue to increase. Imagine now that dollar is 400. Imagine when you want to collect your 1,000 naira dollar incentive and dollar now rises to 1,000 naira per dollar. Do you know what that means? Then another incentive you equally get from the organization is what is called travel incentive. And when it comes to travel incentive, it is wow, it is wonderful. It is wow, it is wonderful. Because the organization will take you to places where you will know what lifestyle is. There is difference between living and having a lifestyle. This is actually a picture of the last trip we had as of last year March. This is Abu Dhabi, and this particular place is this picture is taken at a place called the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque. For those that are Muslim, if you happen to know this mosque very well, you understand that this is the most beautiful mosque in the world. It's a very beautiful mosque, very, very beautiful. Because everything inside the mosque is plated with gold. And when you be in this kind of a place, there is nothing like you having a negative orientation. Of course, your initiative will tell you the right thing. And it has been well, it has been wonderful. Then moving down, my mentor here, in the person of Mr. Dela Akinsolola, God bless you, sir. You can see, when it comes to traveling in this organization, he has traveled to well over 24 countries all around the world. This is just a sample of his visa. You can see him there. You can see his picture there. You can equally see his name. These are stamps of different countries. You see South Africa, you see Mexico, you see Europe, you see Italy, you see London, you see a lot of places. I've been to a lot of places. What kind of life are you living? What kind of lifestyle do you really want to experience before you go? So it's really, wow, it is wonderful. You can continue to see South Africa has turned out to be like a second home. A second home. Because almost all the time, if he's not in Nigeria, South Africa, if not in South Africa, he is equally in other places. It is, wow, it is wonderful. And the organization equally understand what is called passive partner. You in the organization, or you as a partner in the organization, you are the active partner. The organization understand that a stone that is rolling, na person the pusher. So that is why we have your passive partner. Am I communicating? That's why we have your passive partner there. And for your passive partner, he or she gets to enjoy whatever benefits that you are enjoying in the organization. And when it comes to that, your passive partner, if God forbid anything should happen to you, he or she will now take hold of your business and continue from where you stopped. That's to tell you that it is a business that you can equally do what? Transfer to your next generation. And according to the Bible, it says, a man that does not have any lay down inheritance for his generations to come is worse than an infidel. What kind of deal? And because why? Even if you don't want to succeed for yourself, succeed because of these people that are attached to you. Because on every man's loins, there is attached so many destinies on every man's loins. And it is, wow, it is wonderful. Then coming down, for you to be part of the organization, as you are coming into the organization, you are coming in as a partner. And as a partner, you need what is called a franchise. You need a franchise. And then as a new partner in the organization, you operate as what is called a local team member. You operate as a local team member. And as a local team member, you don't earn anything less than 40,000 and above 70,000 naira for your first month or 2 months in business. And it is, wow, it is wonderful. Then coming down to the next level, which is the international team member, because the truth is this, in any organization where there is no hierarchy, there is what is called anarchy. So in our organization, there is appropriate hierarchy. So we have the next level, which is the international team member. As an international team member, this is when you start traveling outside the country for your trainings. This is when you start traveling outside the country for your trainings. And as an international team member, you don't earn anything less than 133,000 and also maximum of 333,000. But the truth is this was the calculation of when dollar was as of 200. Now, international team members earn above this. They earn above this. Then there is equally another level we call the president team members. President team members, this is when you start having a stake, the right stake in the organization, whereby your voice should be heard. In short, the organization cannot take any decision without communicating to you. And as a president team member, you don't earn nothing less than 66,000 and up to 2 million naira. This is where you start earning up to 1 million naira. Then coming down to the next level, you only have the one we call the shareholders. The shareholders. And as a shareholder, this is where you start earning in millions. But then, CFLEAD is not the one that is responsible for all this. CFLEAD is responsible for your corporate presentations, but they are not responsible for your monthly income and your incentive. CFLEAD is standing on the shoulder of a giant, a great giant, Neolife International. That's the giant that CFLEAD is standing on. And Neolife is equally affiliated to World Health Organization, United States for Disease Control, and SAB. These are the affiliated institutions that Neolife is affiliated to. And it is, wow, it is wonderful. The founder of Neolife International is Jerry Brasfield. This man founded Neolife in the year 1958. That's to tell you that this organization or this body is over 60 years, 62 years in existence. 62 years. Some of us have not been born since then. Even some of us, our parents have never met. Some of us, our parents have not been born. That's to tell you that if you really want to start a good business, you have to look at business that have stood the test of time. Very important. This is Jerry Brasfield. He's the founder of Neolife, and he transferred the ownership, what is called CEO, to his only daughter, Kendra Brasfield. Today, Kendra Brasfield is the CEO of Neolife International. The CEO of Neolife International, and the head office is in California. Then coming down to the next level, I just want to portray what I've already talked about. When it comes to, God bless my mentor. This man started this business 8 years ago. And if you can remember vividly, 8 years ago, that was 2012, when the whole country was in recession. When a lot of people were still shouting, we no go gree, we no go gree. But this man find the right opportunity. This is the best time for me to start. Robert T. Kiyosaki says something, that the best time for you to start a business is during recession. So I just want to analyze what it takes for him to have drive or risen from local team member to international team member and where he is as of now. This is his bonus, because everybody have a page. Once you're a partner, you have a page in Neolife where you can access your account and everything. So this is his bonus as of from 2014 down to 2015. As of June 2014, you can see it there, is in your screen. He earned over 551,000 on a monthly basis. So I'm going to call it out, so you understand what it means. This is not on a yearly basis, it is on a monthly basis. As of June, 551,000, July 570, August 555. You have to understand that this is business, and most times business can shake. There will be a shake in business, but the truth is this: no matter the shake, you will still fall below that level you are already. You don't fall below it, you will still fall within it. Rather, you still fall within that level you are already. September 570, October 520, and then coming down up to June 2015. Coming up to June 2015, this was when he earned his first 1 million naira on a month. Just 1 month. First 1 million naira, 215. That should be probably 3 years, or rather 2 years of him being part of the organization. I can't wait to be 3 years in the organization, to be 4 years in the organization, to be 5 years in the organization, to equally see what my own bonus is going to look like. Because the truth is this: wherever you are working now, look at the person who is at the top. That is your future. So whenever I see my mentor, that is my future. That is where I am going. And I am always excited, I am always happy. Because why? This is a great future. It is a great future. I can say that for myself. What can you say about your own self? Then July 1.3, August 1.5, and the likes. And it is wonderful. Wow, it is wonderful. Imagine you are on a job where they promise you that just hold on, just for a few years, and you will be earning above 1 million naira. What do you think your life will be like? So that is it. That is what the business have to offer. Think of your income as a table. Think of your income as a table. That was exactly what I explained earlier. Someone who is standing with just one source of income is a poor person. Look at this table now, which has only one leg. Imagine what if something happens on this leg. What do you think will happen? This table will no longer be found. It will just break. And there is nothing good again that will come out from this table, only for you to discard it. And look at the other table, which have multiple legs. Somebody says something that it takes 4 rivers to water the Garden of Eden. That means it equally takes over 4 sources of income for you to be For you to be successful. This table now Imagine if anything should happen to one of the legs, it will still stand tall. It will still continue to stand. And that is, imagine what your own income is saying as of right now. If you are retired on a job, you are sacked, or you have retrained on a job, what do you think is of you? And success demands 5 things from you. For you to be successful, you have to understand the basic 5 things. And the first one is hard work. Hard work. Somebody said, working for yourself is hard. Working for somebody is hard. Working with people is equally hard. You have to choose your own hard, and you have to choose wisely. You have to choose wisely. Which of these things, because you are putting effort, you are putting time, you are putting everything. So which of the hard do you choose? You have to sacrifice. Sacrifice. Very important. You have to sacrifice your time, sacrifice your resources. You have to sacrifice a whole lot for you to be successful. For you to be successful. Somebody said that a business person does not sleep 8 hours in a day. Yes. A business person, you have to sacrifice your sleep for you to be successful. Another thing is struggle. You have to struggle. Nobody can give you success on a platter of gold. You can never get it on a platter of gold. You have to work for it. And you have to have faith. You have to have faith. It is useless praying to God when you don't even have faith that God is going to answer your prayer. It is very, very useless. So you have to have faith that, yes, it is really going, I'm going to be successful. You have to have faith in yourself, have faith in what you are doing, and equally have faith in the people you are working with. Another thing is patience. Is patience. For you to build a good business, you have to be patient. You have to be patient. This is not the kind of business you come and you say, oh, in your first 1 month, you want to be making 1 million naira. Then you're a thief. In short, you're a theft at that point. You have to grow it. Successful or good businesses, you have to build it. You have to build it, grow it, and water it. For you to be part of this organization, if you have read through your message very well, you understand that what we are looking for are unit leaders. Who is a leader? A leader is somebody who can make decisions for himself. A leader is somebody who is organized, who understands that, yes, a leader is a risk bearer. To me, a leader, you have to lead and other people will follow. And for you to lead, you have to lead with good examples. You have to first start before other people can follow. So we are looking for unit leaders, and these unit leaders, I'm going to be issuing out the category, what you qualify you to be a unit leader, and what can equally qualify you to be a unit member. If you look at it here, unit member are the followers, while the unit leader is the man on red. Very important. Then coming down to the next slide, for you to be part of this organization, you need what is called a right. A right. What is right? Right is the legal this thing you have or you need for you to operate as an entity. Right is what you need for you to be legally recognized as a body. That is right. You have to find out that for you to have a right, you need that is what is called a franchise. Sorry about that. That's what is called a franchise. You have to understand that there is need for you to have a body that is backing you up. And what are the benefits of you having a right? One of the benefits for you to have a right is for direct connectivity. Direct connectivity. I told you that CFLEAD is partnering or is standing on the shoulder of a giant, Neolife International. And once you're a partner, you are directly connected to equally also these affiliated bodies that is attached to Neolife. That is direct connectivity. And the next thing that your rights can equally give to you is to defend you. The ability to defend you. A lot of people, when let's say for an instance, when you go out there, we are still Nigerians, and a lot of Nigerians, we still think that every other place we go to are just the same thing. But they are not the same thing. You might go out there, you might go for a trip with the organization, and maybe in 1 or 2 ways you didn't really know that what you are doing is wrong. And the cops there come and catch you. So the company will come out and say, yes, you know this person cannot behave that way. A good example again of defense, when my mentor earned his own first 1 million naira, his account was freezed. He was unable to access anything, he was unable to do any kind of transaction. But the truth is this, the organization came to his rescue. And When they brought out his statement of result and statement of account, they issued it to the bank, and there is one particular thing that I'm always excited about. The company will still tell you that he is a partner and more are yet to come. That is defense. That is defense, because you have to do something that is legal. And another thing that your right can equally give to you is the ability to measure your performance. The ability to measure your performance. There is what is called PPV, there is what is called GPV, there is what is called TPV. These are the performances you have to ensure that you meet up with on a monthly basis. On a monthly basis. So if you imagine that you don't have a right, how do you think the company or the body is going to recognize you? They are not going to recognize you, and that's the truth. So you need a right. And for you to be part of this organization, for you to get your right, it only will cost you nothing but 17,500 naira. 17,500 naira. And the 17,500 naira that you are paying, you are not paying it to feed anybody. You are not paying it to anybody's account. You are paying it directly to Neolife's account. And when you pay it there, they will equally send you a kit, a brand that you can equally make use of, or you can equally convert it back to money if you so wish. That is one thing that is exciting about this organization. And the truth is this: somebody says something. A lot of people like to hold on and they tell you, okay, I really want to think, I really want to. But the truth is this: if you think too much, you stink. That's the truth. Too much analysis leads to paralysis. And the truth is this: if you can walk, there's no need for you to crawl. If you can run, there's no need for you to do what? To walk. If you can fly, there's no need for you to do what? To run. All that matters is that you keep what? Keep moving. If you are younger than me, I am advising you. You are my age mate, I am challenging you. And if you are older than me, you need to find out the things that you have been doing wrong, that has been keeping you or holding you hostage the place you are. And then you have to do what? Take action. And taking action is not just by mouth. You have to take action in your words. Your action have to speak. It have to speak. So I really want to thank everybody for having me on this platform. And I want to thank my mentor for giving me this opportunity. And then the last thing I'll be talking about is don't burn your opportunities. Don't burn your what? Opportunities. If you look at this man very well, you find out that this man here has a ladder and he's feeling cold. He has an opportunity to climb the ladder and leave this particular environment. But the truth is this: common sense. He now used what? He cut off the ladder rope for him to make fire. One thing is this ladder will finish. The wood will finish. What will now become of him? After coronavirus, what will now become of your life? After coronavirus, because coronavirus will come, is already here, and it will equally go. After it, what becomes of your life? The next slide. What becomes of your life? You have to make what? You have to take action. You have to understand that there is need for you to do what? To move. And you have to understand it, that success in life only comes when you simply refuse to give up, with goals so strong that obstacles, failures, and loss only act as motivation. In the process of you becoming successful, you have to what? Face these challenges. You have to face challenges. You have to face obstacles. But then something have to be driving you. Something have to be driving you. Some people, it might be their environment. Some people, it might be their family that is driving them. But one thing is this: keep on moving. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Faustina. That was a powerful presentation. And to everybody who is online, it's time for decision making. Now, I discovered that a lot of people are still getting it all wrong. From the genesis, the beginning of this seminar, I made it understand. Our organization does not take direct employment. We work with partnership. And in partnership, it means you're a business owner. And for you to be a business owner, you need ownership. Now, that ownership is the reason why you are paying for your registration. Now, some people are still getting it all wrong. The reason why, at the long run, when you are in the organization, I cannot determine your income, I cannot fire you, is because you have the ownership of being part of the organization. Nobody can tell me to resign. Nobody can tell me to retire. Nobody can tell me to be retrenched because they didn't employ me. You know, I came into the organization as a partner and I got registered 8 years ago when I came into the organization. My registration then was 8,500 naira. So what does it mean? It means it allowed me to have ownership. And that is why exactly what you are having in the organization now. Now get it right and deal with the poor mentality that does not make you understand that even if you are not on a job, you can still work with an organization in partnership. Now let me make some things clear to you. There are a lot of organizations out there today who does not work with direct employment. Example is Amazon. Amazon is taking in people now in partnership and they have joint ownership in the organization. If you care to understand, please understand this now. The word of employee has ended in the 19th century. In the 21st century, it's time when you co-own an organization. When you put in your effort to be part of an organization, that is 21st century. Now at this junction, there are 3 categories of people. People who will say, I can't do it. Now, if you say you can't do it, we can't help you. And there are other set of people who will say, I'll be thinking about it. You know, Faustina said something the other time. She said, the more you think, the more you stink. Guys, if you care to understand, you will agree with me. Now, most of the time when you say you think about something, you end up not doing that thing. And the third category of people are those that take up challenges and they say, yes, if somebody can do it, I can do it better. If somebody can do it, I can challenge the status quo and I can make it happen. Now, why do you even need registration, guys? Is this the first time you are registering to become part of something? No. See, professional qualification has become a hate thing in this generation. Everyone here, you will agree with me that aside your normal certificate, a lot of us have gone for other professional qualification. ICANN, ANAN, ACCA, you know, CIPM, Oracle, Java, Microsoft. You know the ones you have gone for. Now, why did you go for all these extra professional qualifications? The reason is because you went for it so that you can be part of the organization. And why do you want to be part of the organization? So that you can have better opportunity. Now, guys, let me tell you the truth. Did you not pay for those certifications? You paid for it. You even pay school fees. You even pay and you renew the license every year. That is exactly what organization is all about. You are coming into this organization to build a system for yourself, to build a future for yourself. You need to be registered. A student that gets admission into school, we have to register with that school for the school to have its documentation and be sure that this is a true student. So what does it mean? It means if you are not duly registered with an organization, you are an alien. The organization needs to know you. They need to have your documentation. And that is why you discover that you are not paying this money to fill anybody's pocket. See, I'm laying emphasis on this now because I know the sound of registration, 17,500 now, has scattered some people's brain. Because, you know, we live in a world where nobody trusts another. Father don't trust their children, children don't trust their father, friends don't trust each other. And the common word in the mouth of everybody is they want to scam me. Oh, low, no fake buy. 17,500 naira. Are you not going to finish it? You sit in one bar. Thank God for lockdown. You know how much you have spent. You want to buy a bag. You want to buy a belt. You want to buy a shoe. You want to buy a wristwatch. You want to buy a big gele and filler. You know how much you spend. So why don't you invest into your life, invest into your future, and be part of an organization that allows you to franchise? That allows you to franchise. This is commonsensical. This is commonsensical. And that is why if anybody is still thinking on the contrary at this junction, that the person is anti-commonsensical. If an organization is not going to take you in as a staff, as a direct employee, you're going to work with the organization as a co-partner, then you need something to give you a stake with the organization. And that is where your registration comes in. Now, how do you pay for your registration? Your registration needs to be processed online, where you submit your details, you register your details, you register your name, the name of your next of kin, you register your address, you register your email, you register your date of birth, you register your bank details, where your bonuses will be paid directly to Neolife. You are not paying to me. I don't need your money. Get it right. And you're not paying it to fill the pocket of anybody. And that is where trust comes in. You can't build business with a set of people you don't have an altar of trust for. And let me tell you the truth. Don't let anybody make you feel stupid. Don't let anybody tell you that you are meeting people online. They are telling you to pay, and you too, you want to pay. Guys, let me tell you the truth. If you don't learn to throw away sometimes, you cannot find. When you are too rigid and you are too scared of losing, that is when you end up losing more. 17,500 naira. The moment you register your details online, you paid your registration directly to the company. Why is the company even requesting for that amount? It's because your registration will come out with a registration kit that will be delivered to your address. If you live in Lagos, that registration kit will be delivered by FedEx to your immediate address, irrespective of lockdown. And if you live outside Lagos, it will be delivered to your state capital, that is the head office of FedEx in your states. And from there, it will be transported to your immediate address. Now, inside that registration kit, you're going to see literature materials that contains the policies and procedure of the organization, that contains the compensation reward plan of the organization, that contains the getting started policy of the organization, and contains every other document that makes you a legal partner. Aside this, the moment you are registered, you're going to have a right to a registration identity number. The reason for such number is because names can be the same, but numbers can never be the same. You're going to be recognized by your number, just like when you were in school as a student, and after your registration, you have a right to a matriculation number. They identify you by your matriculation number in school. A student who is in school does not have matriculation number, even if he writes test and exam, he's just wasting his time because his record cannot be measured. And that is exactly why you need registration. Now, in that same registration kit, you're also going to have nutritional brand, just like Faustina said, that comes with it. This nutritional brand can be converted back to money. So it's like a money back system, which is worth about 14,000 naira. Guys, please subtract 14,000 from 17,500. Please, what are you parting with? It means you are parting with about 3,500 naira. Now, everybody tell me the truth. Should a commonsensical person have problem with parting with 3,500 naira? And if you look at it, this 3,500 naira is even almost equivalent to the cost production of the literature materials that is sent to you. So in the recess, this literature material is what you're going to use to start your training, because it's going to tell you more about the organization and how you drive it. That's why I said it earlier, that business is not for immature people. Business is for mature people who knows what they want and they go for it. At this junction, it has been a wonderful session, but I know a lot of us may still have questions to ask. Now, I may not be able to take questions here because of our time, and a lot of people are burning data. Now, this is how you go about it. Send a message now to the number that sent you the link to this workshop. That is your guide into the organization. That is the representative of the organization that guides you on how you become a properly registered partner. Now, send a message now to the person, either through WhatsApp or through direct message, and let the person know you are done with the session, and the person should guide you on what next. Now, if you have questions, also take your time to ask the person all your questions. The person will give you a direct call, and you'll be able to converse with the person directly to ask all your questions. Now, by the time you are clear with your question, what is important is get yourself registered. Are you getting it now? Now, when you get yourself registered, you can do it directly online. The person can send you the registration link, and you can do it online. But to avoid mistakes, that's why it is advisable you go through the team that is connecting you. Remember, your registration carries your details. If there's a mistake in it, we can't change it. We can't correct it. I don't have access to Neolife portal to go and correct it. I'm also a partner in Neolife, just like you're coming in as a partner. And that is why it is advisable if the team you're coming in to work with will guide you along the line. Now, if you can send your registration through them and the process is good. Now, how will you know they have processed your registration? You will know. The moment your registration is processed, you're going to get a text message from Neolife directly. And you're going to get an email confirmation from Neolife. The amount you pay for your registration will also be indicated in the message you get. So in the real sense, it means whoever collects your money cannot fraud you. And if you discover that you pay money to anybody and they try to fraud you, BVN has made things easier these days. Go to your bank and tell your bank to put a lien on that account where you pay the money through. It's as simple as 1, 2, 3. In this age and time, don't be scared of fraud. In this age and time, there are some risks you need to take, but it is commonsensical. 17,500 naira is not a risk that should kill you. That's why I said it earlier, that the difference between a business owner and an employee is that an employee is given a job, but a business owner owns it. Now, what is the difference between a self-employed and a big business owner is the ability to own a system to work with people, but you must own that system. So your ownership is your registration. It's been a wonderful time, everybody. But very quickly, because of our time, let me just take some thoughts, some chats that came in, and in such a way that we will be able to guide you through. And in case some people need a quick help, please no need sending another message because I may not be able to take it through. I just want to take the one that came in while the session was going on. This person said, I can't hear anything. That is Akiwale Ogunshaki. Please, if you invited Akiwale Ogunshaki, try to connect with him to see how you can help him out or connect him with another session like this that will be coming up by 6 p.m. today or 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Another person is Kayode today, Oluwaseun. All right, please try to connect with this person. This person said it was called for an online session. Another person is Akande Oluwaseun M. The person said, I'm from Dynamic Associate. I've said it earlier. Dynamic Associate is an offshoot of Center of Leadership. We offer the same services. Another person is Balogun Suliat. Okay, this person is just saying hi. Another person is Adeshina Oyeyemi. This person said, good morning, sir. Please, I think I need to be on mute. I cannot hear anything. Please try to connect with this person so that wherever this person needs help, you can help the person out and you can be able to guide the person through. Now, if there's anybody who did not complete this version of the session, you can connect this person with the recorded version of this session on YouTube. With the recorded version of this session on YouTube. And if you are here, you add the session and you need to hear it again, you can tell the number that invited you to give you the link to this session on YouTube so that you can always listen to it and listen to it over and over again. You know, the Bible says faith cometh by hearing and constant hearing. So we need to hear and hear over and over again. Samson or Sonyibi said, I can't hear anything. Please, if you invited that person, try to help him out. And it goes on and on and on like that again. You know, I think I will pause it here because new messages are coming in and we don't have the time to take all of this. It's been a wonderful time, everybody. And I think I'm glad to be part of this session with you. I think I'm glad to share my experience and success in the organization with you. And I challenge you just like Faustina said the other time. She said she's just 25 years old and she's doing great for herself. She said something that really struck me. She said, if you are younger than her, she said she's advising you. She said, but if you are age bracket, she's challenging you. She said, but if you are older than her, she said she's charging you up to do something meaningful for herself, for yourself. Guys, this is the time to live a prosperous life, even within and after COVID-19. And please, whatever you need to do now, do it now. Don't say you are waiting till after COVID-19. Why? Because we don't know government decision thereafter. COVID-19 might continue, lockdown might continue. Because the case of coronavirus is rising and there's nothing anybody can do about it. If government decides by Monday that this lockdown will continue, it means we're only obligated to continue to work online. And that's why the only set of people that will be making money are those of us who have services to render by working from home. Guys, you can be part of this. You can earn this month by earning something for yourself. You can begin to build an income for yourself, irrespective of where you are. And that is exactly what this organization has to offer. Please connect to the number that I invited you to ask more of your questions. I'm glad about those who have been connected all through. People like Mr. Henry Egegbara, people like David, people like Olamide Oguleye. I'm sorry if I cannot mention all the names. You guys have been so attentive. Adeleke Gabriel. You guys have been so attentive. Osuji Shijoke. You guys have been so attentive in this session. Ewa Oluwa Faleshe. I think Faleshe is a partner already. You guys have been so attentive in this session. I look forward to working with you guys and see you guys in the course of training. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. And I wish you a prosperous days and time ahead. Thank you very much, guys, and enjoy the rest of your day. Remember to send a message to the number that I invited you so that they can follow up with you and continue the session from where you stop. Thank you very much. I'm going to unmute everybody now. But in case you need to connect or you have people invited you that you need to connect with. Thank you very much. Chidubem, it's been a wonderful session. Thank you so much. And for all partners and representatives of the office online, it's been a wonderful session and a good time of learning. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.